Hey, what's up, Pirate Nation? Little special report here. I want to do a couple quick topics before we move on. It's Wednesday night. Of course, this is Bobby Blackjack, one of the hosts of Hall Hoops and Happenings, and of course, Nick from Millburn Postgame Show. This is more of a opportunity to get some stuff on the air. If you're there, you see us live, come on in. Waiting for Bill from Orange to come back in here. So we'll get started. Wow, what a dismantling. One of the joys of our Pirates kind of rebuilding, and again, we're having a very good season. I know some people are complaining that we're not in the NCAAs yet, but hey, we'll get to that in a second. But one of the joys of us rebuilding the way it should be, while you have our team across the river there. Hey, Bill.
What's up, Bobby?
Not much. I just want to get a couple things on record, on video. I guess our boy Nick fell asleep. But
okay.
But he'll pop on if he wants to. Anyway, I'm just saying now. One of the good things about us doing our rebuild the right way, other than our arch nemesis across the river, meaning St. John's, is that we get saved, and we our one of our own is coaching UConn, and Danny Hurley, and my God, they spanked St. John's tonight.
Yeah, they actually did a job on him. I was very surprised with the first half of this game, because the last time I was at the UConn St. John's game last week, Bobby, at the Garden, and I observed, I think when we talk about Seton Hall on the show, the sixth man. Well, the sixth man was in UConn's grounds tonight, because they dominated him in the first 15 seconds or 15 minutes of the game. Clear domination, man. It was like a blizzard hit. Like it hit Jersey. It's like they kind of took the St. John's out of their game. I never seen St. John's. I've watched St. John's against UConn, and I can see the difference tonight. Going to this game, Patino said in his pregame, pregame presser with the local writers, he was like, "Hey, we have to get this game to stay in first place, because UConn is second." So I think it wasn't shocking to me, the way UConn and St. John's rival has, along with Seton Hall. Seton Hall is going to be going up to UConn Saturday, and bro, the sixth man, as they say in football or any sport, the crowd was in it tonight. And it was unfortunate, but they blew them out by 30.
32 points, 72-40.
Yep.
And what's shocking is, as prolific as the Johnny's offense could be, they were held to 40 points.
40 points. They took Zuby Ejiofor right out of the game. Their key guy.
No, absolutely.
Took him right out of the game.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I just want to do a quick little 10, 15-minute show here. Special report. We're calling it a special report. Because now, Bill, you're a big sports fan. Nick's a big sports fan. We all are. Now, there's a thing called trap game, right? And I was thinking to myself, as I'm watching,
this is a trap game for St. John's. This was the night. They trapped him, and they got the win. UConn got the win.
And also in the sense that I was thinking trap game for UConn.
Yeah.
Because that could be on Saturday, because now they're going to face us. They came off. They're coming off an emotional high of destroying the Johnnies. Yeah. Now we stroll in Saturday morning at noon to play them. But
Yep.
then I realized it's senior night, senior day.
Exactly.
So they're gonna be pumped up to wish those guys Caravan or whatnot, Caravan and those seniors
Yep.
goodbye. But just
Yeah.
as I was thinking that, wow, we could sneak in here because they're going to be really pumped up and hopefully.
Yeah, because when they were talking about the seedings tonight, John Fanta and this guy, they put a map up there and a projection that Seton Hall is going to play on Thursday against Creighton, and St. John's is playing before that particular game at 12 o'clock. But we don't know how this projection is going to change because the Johnnies are going back home against Villanova, which I'm going to be at that game on Saturday.
They got Bill Traveler here.
Yeah, and that particular game, like Nova won today, so it's like a race between four horses. It's St. John's, it's Connecticut, Villanova, Seton Hall, and Creighton. And Creighton's playing right now against DePaul, right?
You have a score? I'll get one. I'll look for it.
No.
Now, I don't know. Are you the way if it stands the way it looks like it's gonna play out? It plays out the way it's supposed to play out. We're gonna play Creighton in the 4-5 game. I don't know.
That's
do we
the
want
30 game on Thursday?
Yeah,
it's a 2:30 game on Thursday.
But they have it as a 2:00 game on that graphic they showed on the game itself.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, do we want that?
I mean, do we want it? I would take it. Then the winner would play the St. John's. They would play but who's going to play St. John's? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing about that.
Yeah, I guess as long as we avoid Villanova, even DePaul, for God's sakes, they seem to have our number. Both of those teams.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens there. So we'll see if Nick joins us or not. If not, again, I just wanted to get on air.
Yeah, well, when we go till about 10 o'clock, Bobby. I got till 10.
No, I don't want to make a long show. I even told Nick this earlier.
Okay.
I just want to get two things out in the air early before everybody else does.
Yeah.
This was a good game good game to watch tonight. Nice cold night. We're going to play these two teams next week.
Yeah,
we got UConn Saturday there, and we got the absolutely ridiculous 9:00 game next Friday night against St. John's.
Exactly. Yep.
So, and then again, I thought it'd be a good little recap because, but thank God, like I said, thank God we have our own, fellow alum, Danny Hurley guiding UConn because, I just don't like the evilness that I perceive St. John's to be with all that money and stuff they throw around. And
exactly.
The evil Rick Pitino, dirty Rick Pitino, who's out there. The other thing I want to mention, and if you're out there watching, this is meant to be a live show, but more of a recording. We're recording it live. So if you are watching, and I know a few of you are out there watching the show, if you have a comment, let us know. The other big thing I wanted to get out there, Bill, ESPN does a article about I guess some of the future potential moves in men's college basketball coaching.
Okay, I didn't know what you guys were talking about. What you were talking about earlier.
Apparently, in this article, they are mentioning Coach Shaw as a serious candidate for Syracuse.
Really?
And then our boy Michael Frank.
What college? Syracuse.
Really? Now, our guy Michael Frank from the Aquinas, part of our team behind the scenes team here, posted the article and got a bunch of people responding saying,
really?
They heard that too, and they heard it's in the works. Again, purely speculation. No one knows if
what's going to happen
happening or not. But it's not the first time I've heard the past month or so the names of Coach Shaheen Holloway and Syracuse.
Wow. We've talked offline, about different coaches, after the season, Like Tim English, he's gone. I think he's gone in Providence. I think he's gone. And we'll see. I mean, you can't. I would be shocked if Shaheen Holloway left Seton Hall. I
Like I,
would
like
be
I mentioned
really
in
shocked.
our group, Bill. Like I mentioned in our group, I can't
Yeah, I
see
seen.
I can't see Shaheen leaving us
No,
until he at
absolutely
least
not.
wins a Big East conference championship.
Exactly, exactly.
Because that our basketball history is deep, but not that deep where win a
Yeah,
championship or you're gone. We're not UConn right now. We're not UConn yet. So if he wins a Big East championship, I think he makes his mark on our program. And then if he wants to move on from there because of whatever NIL situation and whatnot, all right, I can't be mad at him at that point. Would I be
yeah,
mad at him right
exactly.
now if he leaves this season? Yes. Yes, but you don't know what's going through his head. All we keep hearing is how bad our situation is at NIL, and we got and some people posted it in the chat. Look for it later, Bill,
Okay,
in the Seton Hall fan page that
okay,
that we work off of. That it's
okay.
going to take like almost $2 million to bring back Bud Clark, and at least $2 million to bring back Naheem Hines.
Wow, Najee Hines.
Najee
Okay.
Hines, yeah, Najee Hines. So we're just in a situation now where we have a successful season, and I had a feeling it was. I think I mentioned this earlier in our shows before the holidays when we first started
Yeah,
going. That
yeah,
Coach Shaheen Holloway is a viable top coach in his profession, and this
absolutely.
season is only going to prove how good he is by taking his team from 7 wins to 20 wins.
I
And
mean, listen. I mean, I don't like I said on previous shows, Bobby. Um, I think Coach Shaheen Holloway is going to be Coach of the Year. I mean, I can't say that they weren't going to give it to him. Although as Lou Monaco says, oh, it gets to the NCAA tournament with the Pirates. He loves South Orange.
yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah, Lou, that's my point exactly. I don't think he
I
leaves
agree
until
with
he
Lou
does one.
too.
I'm saying I don't think he leaves until he does one of the two things: gets in the
Yeah.
tournament, gets us back in there,
Yep.
or hopefully prior to that wins a Big East championship.
Absolutely.
But then again, Syracuse is a football school.
Absolutely.
They're in the ACC. They're getting football money, which, as we see, is not good for those basketball only programs like the Big East is, like we are.
Yeah.
And of course,
I just can't see him leaving. And he's a alumni. He said last year at the end of the year, it's like, hey, this is not going to happen again, and it didn't happen again. Talking about a losing season, he's incredible. He's one of the credible coaches in the Big East and all through college basketball, and I think he deserves the Big East Coach of the Year. He has turned this program around. With the Bud Clark, Najee Hines, Elijah Fisher, all those guys that came under him. This is his recruiting class, and I think he's doing well. And we'll see Saturday how Seton Hall responds and Connecticut responds because they're going to be home. They just blew St. John's out, and you never know, the tide could turn. Going into the St. John's game next week, the tide could turn. Listen, they in the previous game against St. John's in Connecticut, going into that game in the Garden, St. John's means Connecticut was on an 18 game winning streak, Bobby, and they came in St. John's and just took over the whole game. But it was like tide of the turn this particular game where Connecticut held their own base and their own home cooking, and they blew out St. John's. 30 point. A 30-point win is pretty big in the Big East with the top team like St. John's.
Yep.
So Musa is absolutely correct, and they are getting a new AD as well up there.
Yeah, Lou. I got to say, I wanted to get some stuff out of off my chest because someone said, it might have been somebody in our group also, Bill, that
Okay.
Coach Schott recently bought a house locally. You know, my first thing that comes to mind was that's the same thing he said about Willard. Oh, Willard just bought a house. Willard just started a country club to play golf every day. He's not going anywhere. And 2 weeks later, where was he? Going down to Maryland. So,
Yep.
you know, I don't know. I'm a little perplexed. Because you know, I don't know. Money talks, right?
Absolutely.
As much as Shaw and all of us bleed blue, bleed pirate blue, money talks.
Yeah.
You might get an offer he can't refuse to go to Syracuse.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, these are like, to me right now. I'm kind of shocked because I didn't get a chance to read that article. If you can send it to me, I appreciate it. Just to go breeze through it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Look on the page, Bill. I posted it in the post game.
Okay.
It's in our group
I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I think his goal is to go to the NCAA. And but it will happen. It might have. You know what? Like we always talk about on the show, they're looking like for 4 teams in the Big East. Hey, I mean, you never know. The cards, like the cards, the shift might change. Like you have a shift change in hockey, shift change.
Shift change, our new show.
Change. Yeah. This might be a shift change on Saturday. You never know. You never know because the last game against Seton Hall, Connecticut, they only won by 5. And Seton Hall could have clipped that game off if they didn't go behind in that particular game. So we'll see what happens. I thought that show was great the other night. That was a great shift change. That was pretty interesting.
No, I told the team, Nicole, Eli, and them, and Scoops that, I want this network, Spirit Sports, to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Informative.
Absolutely.
Talk sports, talk from your heart, but also gotta be entertaining. You can't sit there and blab all day on, and just be bland and boring, right? Yeah. You want to be entertaining. And I thought the show was very entertaining. Let's give it a few more minutes. So Bill, if God forbid Coach Shaw decides to leave and goes to Syracuse, who would you see as a replacement?
Oh wow! I mean, that's put me on a spot, man. I'm like,
that's what we do. We gotta put you on a spot.
I have to really do some research on that. I really have to get back to you with that.
Off the top of your head.
I would go with Griffin from any former player, like you had mentioned it. And Griffin, I mean, any former player they would pick, whoever. But let's not hope that doesn't occur. I do like.
You think Bill Meyer's ready yet, or he's a little too raw yet?
Say it again.
You think Bill Meyer would be ready, or is he a little too raw yet?
Bill Meyer's got some years in at NJIT. It's probably going to be within, not probably Bill Meyer or somebody. But let's see what happens.
I like Griffin. I like Griffin because he's probably hungry because he got fired way too early in his first ever NBA head coaching gig.
Wow.
Right, he got fired way too early by the Bucks. Right.
Wow, they fired him because they had a losing season.
Well, he got fired because he wasn't gelling right with Giannis, and they had a slow start. But then they brought in Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers did nothing anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
I think they lost more with Doc Rivers
Yeah.
than they did with him. Um,
Yeah.
hey, maybe a Mark Bryant, right? Mark Bryant's been a long time assistant coach in the NBA.
Yep. You're
Maybe
right.
he'll want a chance to lead a team for once.
Yep.
A lot of times, you gotta. The only time it really failed was probably Patrick Ewing, but a lot of times these coaches need to have some experience leading a team, whether it be in the
Yeah.
college or the pros, to get that really good plum pro job or that plum college job. So I would think
Who do
maybe
you
AJ
think?
Griffin needs
Who
that
do you,
little
who do you
juice.
who do you think would be leaving in the Big East this year? Who's going to get fired?
Kim English, no doubt,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I can see Bobby Hurley go there.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know, because right now he's in Arizona State, right? I forget which one he's at.
Yeah.
That State,
Yep.
and
I think
they're on the
Arizona
bubble.
State.
They're on the bubble
Yeah.
like we are. So
Okay.
which means he's not doing, he's hanging on to his job. I mean,
Yeah.
in a state where Arizona's top, he's barely 500 on the
Wow.
bubble, and he hasn't really done much in Arizona State since he's been there, right? So I can see them going in a different direction, and then he comes back east to take over Providence, where his brother
That would
coached.
be very interesting if they would, because Hurley's in Providence and Hurley's in UConn. You know what I mean?
And don't forget, Danny Hurley coached Rhode Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of little things. If you read the tea leaves there, that I can see that happening. But look again, great win today by UConn. I was hoping as I was watching this game that our game would be a trap game for them, because they're coming over a big exhaustive, adrenaline-filled win, destroying arch nemesis St. John's by 42 or 32.
Wow. So what
And
happens tonight
they would
now?
overlook us on Thursday, on Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen.
Well, you know what? It's gambling. It's a gambling world out here. You never know. I mean, you never know what could happen. We'll see. I'm not gonna make no more predictions, man.
Well, after your snow prediction, Bill, I wasn't even close.
I know.
All right, so I believe
dream, man.
What's that?
Go ahead. Yeah, we just hope and dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I was saying, so our next show will be Friday, I believe, the pregame show. Paul Justin pregame show. Then we have our postgame show on Saturday.
Yep.
Which is gonna be difficult. I may go live from our watch party. I believe I'll be joining Frank at his watch party at the Rebar.
Okay.
And then tomorrow night, big game for the women.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's getting you. We're back upstairs, Bobby.
I saw that. I had a feeling. Let me rant one more thing there, Bill.
Yeah.
This game tonight, UConn St. John's, was on Peacock.
Yeah.
For some effing reason, I only get Peacock on certain devices.
Really?
I wasn't up by my TV, so I was having dinner. I was taking some notes down for stuff. Couldn't get it on my laptop. Had to watch it on my phone. What happens when you watch something on your phone? You get a phone call. There goes the game.
That's what happens when we're on the show. The phone rings. I get knocked right off, man. I get knocked right off.
My iPad, which I'm doing a show on my iPad right now, can't get Peacock.
Yeah.
And it's such a
I gotta
wonky
give me an iPad, man.
Oh, they're the best. But Peacock's such a wonky service that I hate when the game's on Peacock. ESPN ESPN Plus happens every so often, but ESPN is the biggest, right?
Yeah.
But Peacock, I don't know. But I do
want to say
our
guy John Fanta was on the broadcast tonight.
I was going to say
John is good. John is good, man.
I was going to say before we say goodnight, congratulations to John Fanta, who I know.
John is the guy, man.
who I
John
know,
is the
Nick
guy.
and I know. He told Nick and I personally at the beefsteak in the fall that he watches our
Okay.
show. So John
Really?
Fangio watches
We
our,
gotta
our
we gotta get John on the show.
off season. But what
Yep.
I didn't get though is that John did the game tonight. When
Yeah.
was he in Portland doing? He did his first NBA game this week.
I don't know.
What the
Oh,
hell did they
really?
get back home? Poor guy. Honestly, poor guy. He's making a ton of money now, and
Yeah,
he
exactly.
deserves every penny of it. That's a hell of a
Yeah.
schedule to be in Portland one night and then being over in Connecticut another. That's across country.
I know. You gotta go. You gotta fly right after that game, the NBA game when in Portland.
Hey, Bill, any final thoughts? We have some watchers now, but like I said, this was more of
Okay.
a live recording than a live interactive show. I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest, especially
Okay.
and I'll send Bill the article after we were done. Just wanted to talk about this ESPN article because it's not the first time I've heard the two things being connected, and that's our beloved coach Shaheen Holloway and Syracuse.
Oh, my final thoughts are, I was a big game tonight for St. John's. UConn, they won. They got the revenge. We'll see what happens Saturday with our team, Seton Hall. I mean, like I'm always a doubter. I like the underdog. I picked the underdog. I'm gonna go with Seton Hall. I mean, it's gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna go with Seton Hall. Hey man, you win, you lose, you lose. But it's how you play the game for two halves. You got the first half, you got the second half, and we'll see what happens. And the women tomorrow, I'm predicting them to beat Villanova. It's gonna be a good game. They will win. Be a close game, but I'm predicting Seton Hall women over Nova by 5 or 6. We'll see what happens.
I'm checking now,
But it's
Bill. I'm checking now. Does this game help us at all tomorrow night?
does this game help us at all? I mean, in the standings or overall, Bobby?
I'm looking now.
Okay.
All right, UConn, of course, is 18-0 in the of course, in the conference. Nova is 15-4.
Okay.
We are third place at 12-6.
Oh, we're in third now, right?
We're in third now, and
Oh, okay.
luckily, even though St. John's has
So
swept us,
we won't see that that 2:30 game then. We'll see the 12 o'clock game then. If we're in third place.
but next week
Yeah, in the Big East tournament. Yeah.
for the women.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, you're talking about the women now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry, the
totally
women.
forgot.
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out now if this Nova game tomorrow night would help us at all.
Oh, we're talking about the women's team. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it
I just
appears.
lost the track of thought.
No problem. It appears that Nova's 15-4. We're
Okay.
12-6 in third place,
Okay.
and St. John's is 11-8.
Wow. Okay.
So, and they swept us.
Okay.
So let me check the schedule. How many games do we have? Hold on. They don't want that. How many games do we have left?
Well, we have the one tomorrow, Villanova. Then we have
They have one more game. They have one more game. They have Nova tomorrow night, and then on Sunday they got Butler
Xavier. Oh, Butler. Wow, at
at
Butler.
Butler. Let me see.
Wow. Okay.
Is Butler viable? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a win right there. Well, yeah, I've
So
had fun. I've had fun this year. Very fun, very fun. I had a lot of fun this year with basketball.
Butler is
Love the
five and
show.
14 on the season.
Okay, all right.
So if
Well,
we get 2 wins, I guess the main thing is right now for us is that we gotta kind of avoid St. John's. And the reason I'm saying that before we go, Bill, is
Yeah.
that bracket wise for the biggest women's tournament, you want to stay away from UConn until the last game. And
Okay. Yeah.
by
Yeah.
staying in the second or third position, we should be able to avoid having to play UConn until the finals if we make it that far.
That'd be great.
Yep. All right. So this is a quick edition of Whole Hoops with the Nick from Millburn team. This is Bobby Blackjack. Bill from Orange. We'll be back. We have more programming this weekend. We'll both be at the women's game tomorrow night. We'll both be I'll be at a watch party on Saturday. Bill's covering Nova St. John's, which is a big games implication wise for the league. The Big East. He's going to that game. So we have our next live show would be Saturday post game after UConn.
Yep, I'll be on the show, Bobby, right after the game on Saturday.
Well, Bill, you be safe in your travels, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll talk, Bobby, tomorrow night.
Yep, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep.